Untitled Cowboy here. Thanks for watching. So it appears that this will be my last installment on the HB 272 saga, the evolution of Alabama and constitutional carry. So previous video, it was looking pretty grim for Alabama's constitutional carry bill. A lot of bad stuff in there. Has been from the get-go, but it has kept snowballing, getting worse and worse. And today it went to the committee. It did get the non-concur that it needed. So this morning it went to the committee. It was made up of 6 representatives, one being the bill sponsor, Representative Shane Stringer. There was 2 Democrats and then other 3 Republicans. So 4 Republicans and 2 Democrats. I don't know what happened within the committee. That was private. I do know that the Democrats were not for HB 272. They didn't sign their part of the bill that they could have signed, saying that they green-light it basically. The committee did make some changes on the amendments. It's not great, but it's not as bad as it could have been. I'll get into those changes shortly, but to tell you how the process went today, it went into committee. The committee talked it over for probably a few hours. Then about 1:30, I believe, it went to the Senate floor, maybe 2 o'clock. And around 2:30 p.m., then it got the concur that it needed, and it passed the Senate floor once again. And not only that, I was not expecting this last part, but it went on to Governor Kay Ivey's desk, and she signed it into law. So beginning January 2023, we'll have constitutional carry in effect. So this means that Alabama is the 22nd state to pass constitutional carry. So Alabama's number 22. Inside the year 22, we're the first of this year to pass it. Great news. I mean, it really is. Like I said, it's not a perfect bill, but this is a win for gun owners. Any times that we can ruffle the feathers of people trying to disrupt gun laws or what the gun rights groups are doing is always a win in my book. So get into the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'll say. Then the good stuff is that it simply gives us, or it restores the right for Alabamians to carry without a permit, and we can choose how we see fit and somewhat where we see fit. We can now carry inside our vehicle without a permit. We can concealed carry without a permit. We've always been able to open carry without a permit, but people have their opinions on open carry, and I won't get into that, but you can open carry if you want to without a permit. So the bad is that, well, also the good, I'll say that there is one other good thing, because they did remove the wording from the previous bill, or the previous amendment, saying that private property can put up signs to restrict you from carrying firearms on their property, and if you were to carry on the property, then you're committing criminal trespassing in the 3rd degree. That's been removed. So another great thing that came out of this committee today. The bad is that still not happy with the way they word the private property amendment. It still has the original wording saying that you have to have the property owner's permission to carry, but really when you look at the bill and you look at the trespassing laws, nothing's changing. Right now in Alabama, if you was to carry on private property, then they can ask you to leave. It doesn't matter if you have a gun or doesn't have a gun. The gun doesn't have to be in the equation at all. If they ask you to leave, you have to leave. It's their property. They don't want you there. If you refuse to leave and law enforcement gets involved, then you're being charged with criminal trespassing. That's how it is now, and that's exactly how it's going to work in 2023 when this bill goes into effect. Not like, again, the wording, it isn't great, but it's suitable, I'll say. The other thing is with the duty to inform law enforcement. That is the duty to inform law enforcement when you're asked. So, and to my understanding, that's how it is right now. You can't lawfully lie to police. If they ask you, are there any weapons in the car, you can't lie and say no, you can't. And with this amendment, then that's basically just reaffirming that, or reconfirming the current law. That's my understanding, anyways. So there is the duty to inform in there, but it's only when asked. You don't have to volunteer that information if you don't want to. There's also in there, though, what was previously in there, but they reworded it or they took some stuff out. I haven't sat down and compared the old with the new. I just know that it's still in there, but slightly different. And that is the law enforcement can remove the firearm from you if they have probable cause, if they think that you have committed a crime, or if they think you're about to commit a crime. I don't know how they would suspect that. Whatever. I don't like it. I think that is basically saying that you're guilty until proven innocent. I'm not a fan of that at all. That's what's in the bill, though. The other thing in the bill, and I would have been okay with everything else in this bill. I'm glad they got the signage out. The way the bill sits right now, there's one other thing I wish they would have removed that is still in there. I can live with everything else that is in there right now, but this one particular thing that they left in there, I'm not okay with at all. I want it gone. They redefined a shotgun. Why did they change the definition of a shotgun? I have no idea. I'm not going to pull up the exact definition of a shotgun in the state of Alabama, but basically it's a shoulder-fired long gun that uses a shot shell. It's a bit more complex than that, and definitely more well constructed in legal terms, but I'm the tactical cowboy. I'm not going to get exact with y'all. But the new definition, they removed the part of the law or the definition saying that it is a shoulder-fired weapon. My concern with that is that there are shotgun-type weapons that the federal government did not classify as a shotgun because it was not meant to be fired from the shoulder. It received a classification as a firearm. It's not a rifle, it's not a shotgun, and it's not a handgun. It's a firearm. If you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Mossberg Shockwave and the Remington model. That's a clone of the Mossberg, and all these other brands that have come out with their own version of the Mossberg Shockwave. I'll insert a picture here of the Mossberg Shockwave. So this is it. It is not meant to be fired from the shoulder. It borrows the receiver from a shotgun. It has a 14-inch smoothbore barrel, and it has what's called a bird head grip. And it's meant to be fired from the hip, or you can, if you're brave enough, you can make some contact with your cheek here and kind of use that to stabilize the weapon and fire it from this supported position. they're typically available in a 20 gauge, a 410 bore, all the way up to a 12 gauge. 12 gauge I think is a little bit too much for such a weapon that isn't meant to be fired from the shoulder, but if you want to, if that's your cup of tea, then you go right on ahead and sip on that. But I like them. I've been wanting to get the 20 gauge model for a long time now, but I haven't. So when you look at the short barrel shotgun definition, it states that a short barrel shotgun is basically a shotgun platform with a barrel under 18 inches and uses a shot shell. So comparing those two definitions, this firearm in the state of Alabama is going to be illegal. It's going to be classified as a short barrel shotgun, and if you have one in the state of Alabama, you're going to be in possession of a illegal, unregistered short barrel shotgun. That's the way I interpret it. I have already contacted Representative Shane Stringer and asked him why was this changed and how will this affect owners of this type of firearm. And I also want to reach out to the Attorney General and get his opinion on the matter, because this is dealing with law-abiding citizens that could get turned into felons. This is not a game. Texas, they passed some legislation that made this weapon legal in their state. I don't know what legislation they had on the books that made this weapon illegal, but I have a feeling that Alabama is turning into the old Texas, I guess you'd say. I think that soon Alabama will be a state where this is prohibited in. I have some buddies that are asking if this will be, if their guns will be grandfathered in, and I really doubt it if it goes the way I think it is. Hopefully I get some clarification on that soon. Like I said, this is a win for Alabama gun owners. I think that there is some changes that need to be made in time, but for now we can do with, as long as I am really concerned about the shotgun definition. That aside, though, I'm content with this bill. I do think that this bill deserved to pass as it is instead of being killed. I just really wish they hadn't have messed with the shotgun law or definition. Hopefully more details come on that. Also to come, I'm going to be working on a new series concerning a new Alabama gun rights group. I want to kind of talk a little bit about that now. I don't go into too much details because I'm probably about to turn around and do another video strictly on that. So it appears that there is a new gun rights group here in Alabama. And what they do is they come into a state and try to establish themselves and make themselves look like a hero. They maybe do a little bit of work on a pro-gun bill, and then they pretty much take all the credit and try to discredit any other group in the state and say that they didn't do anything to help, that they wanted anti-gun legislation passed, and basically they just want to disrupt the gun right groups inside of states and try to take money away from those groups and put it into their pocket. I came across a group doing this that has been doing this in several other states, and my plan is to disrupt the money going into their pocket now. They are brand new in Alabama. I plan on stopping them before they set roots. And yeah, with your help, then I think that we can definitely disrupt their money flow. They seem to be very well established in some other states, but again, I think that if I can bring to light some of the things that they are doing, then that definitely be doable. And it might sound a little petty that I am trying to hurt a gun rights organization, but in actuality, they are the ones that are trying to hurt the groups that are doing a lot of good for the states, and I'm just not going to allow them to do the evil things that they are doing. So, if that's something that you're interested in following, and I think you should be, because this could be affecting you. If you're in Alabama, then you definitely need to follow and learn what this group is doing and why you should stay away from them. So I appreciate you watching, and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about HB 272, and what are the good things that you've seen in this bill, and the bad. What are your concerns with this bill and the new laws? I have a link to the bill in its entirety below in the description. You can read it for yourselves. I always encourage people to do research, no matter what my video is, and I fully expect you to try to find someone else doing a similar video to see how they compare. So do your own research. Excuse me. Don't just take my word for it. I appreciate you watching, though. Until next time, Untitled Cowboy out.